We're clear.
Stream?
Hi, Friday.
Hi. Oh, I didn't plug in the internet cable. You think that's going to be a problem? We're on Wi-Fi right now.
Yeah, I'll go get it. Where is it?
It's behind the fridge, and you just got to run it over to the back of the PC. Hi, I'm Ed. This is Sparked Innovations. Sorry, we are a couple minutes late. The webcam actually wasn't working. So I just had to turn everything off, unplug it, and redo it. Unplug it, plug it back in, right? That seems to always work. We are from Sparked Innovations, so our website, sparkedinnovations.com, and we do a live stream. Here it's about chatting about stuff, and we are, excuse me, on Facebook and YouTube at Sparked Innovations. All right. And today, being Friday, is kind of our more loose discussion. We were talking about quality, specifically, I guess, sound quality versus loudness. Not necessarily SPL, but we can get into that. Being loud versus sounding good. That's what we're talking about on Wednesday, right?
Don't get loud with me.
We can continue that. Or get into other stuff. So if you have comments, criticisms, questions, other isms, just put them in the comment section.
And we're going to give away a shirt and stickers and a little promo pack we got going on.
So please like and follow us and everything. We got Ashley Reed Hart from San Diego.
Hello.
Tim Raider Can.
Hi, Tim.
And Brittany Luttrell.
What's up? Hi, Brittany.
Were any of you at Slamology or any of the shows we were at last year? Probably. Was it TDH show? What shows did we do all last year?
TDH. We did Slam. We did Sundown. We did Excess Power. I think that was it.
Okay.
We wanted to do Ruckus.
But that's when the van broke down.
Yep. Hi, Paul.
So if you have met us at one of those shows last year, let us know that. And we are going to be at the Team Deadly Heart show the end of this month. So if you haven't met us, or if you have and you just want to come by again, we will be there.
Sundown HQ. Oh, yeah. That was a great time, wasn't it?
Soulgasm.
Oh,
the pre-party type deal.
Yeah, food. Yeah. Really, really good food and beer.
And we had a good Sundown After Dark podcast.
Yes, with Brian Chambliss.
And that's when you met John Robbie.
Yes, and my first time meeting
Bobby
Gately.
Yeah. So let's give them a shout out because Sky High Audio is one of our dealers, but also Bobby Gately. We don't necessarily deal in anything professionally. We have become friends, and I do push people over to his site if they want a custom enclosure because he does probably some of the best work I've ever seen. I've seen a lot of good work in my day, but as far as like making and selling enclosures, especially the acrylic ones, he does wood and acrylic.
Yeah,
they're phenomenal. So Gately Audio, check him out.
Good stuff. Soulgasm picked up on it. I know it's Byron. It was a joke when we were there. There's Brian Chamberlain.
Oh, because mixing up Brian Byron name.
Yeah. And
Chamberlain Chambliss.
So when we were there, it was a joke. Yeah, they were switching them back and forth.
They're twins.
Yeah, it was funny. But hey, Paul, you got the Speedo on.
That's the scary thought.
I hope so. Hey. I want to see pictures.
That is a very scary thought. Someone mentioned they got some Fannies.
Where?
Oh, Soulgasm. Just grabbed 3 Fannies and 1 Fannie
hey,
controller
nice.
From Sky High.
Yeah, buy them out, man. Buy them out. They got to place another stocking order so that we can get them stocked up for the spring.
We got all those we're making over there, and more acrylic parts for Speedy. Got a stack of them actually. Hey.
Yeah. No, I'm Byron.
Yeah.
Oh, it's you.
It
is you. Hi, Byron. See what happens when you don't use your name in your tag thing there.
He's on our YouTube. Nice.
That is great. Thank you for tuning in. Thank you for following us. Paul, you've got money problems like every other day. It's like some days are great and then other days are not great.
Yeah.
But you just have to keep buying product.
We'll ship you stuff.
And selling product and making that money. We had to raise our prices. You saw that. And, now you have more money to be made, I guess. So
he met us at TDH. What's that? That's a
Travis Greenhorn Schleissner. Am I saying that right?
German. Kesselring.
Kesselring. I forget my own name there.
Yeah.
I will grab your Fannie.
But okay, so Byron had that Toyota truck that I got to see at a quick glance his install, but never really got to hear it. If you are listening, Byron, let us know your opinions on quality versus getting loud, or getting loud while keeping quality. Like that's kind of what we were discussing.
Yeah.
Right?
Was he on the? I think he was on there last time. Wasn't he on Wednesday?
I'm not sure.
Oh, I think
you went through the comments. Did you?
Yeah, I think he was. I think you had given your opinion already, but throw it in there again if you want to.
Yeah.
We're basically trying to narrow down where things are going. If people are going, the pro audio, big outdoor type of speakers where it's just like open the big doors and blare, or are they going for like the car audio speakers, the component sets and that sort of thing?
I think in the 90s when we got started, there was more emphasis on quality. Getting your 6.5s to produce bass was one thing, but remember it was like the buzzwords staging and imaging became well known and well misunderstood also, but that's what people were, then I can angle it this way and kick pods. Q Logic was big in those days, so it was all about building your kick pods and whatnot. Nowadays it's about building out your doors. So are the buzzwords and philosophies of going for staging and imaging have any importance anymore? And if so, like how much?
Well, yeah,
amongst
the groups, yeah.
I
tend to have a brain that exists in the past. Like if it's something that I was into, I liked a lot, I followed a lot, I got really good at, I tend to just stay in that. I don't follow like current trends. So if things change in terms of people's interests, or it doesn't change in my head. So in my head, it's like, oh, of course, imaging and staging, but maybe people have just gotten away from that. In my own head, I think that regular head units, can still be installed cleanly in vehicles. And I have to remind myself, most of them are, custom dash radios that putting a single DIN, head unit in there is going to look ridiculous.
Yeah, they're more molded into the shape of
no matter what metric kit you get, it's still going to be, flat, head unit in there.
Right.
But I guess I prefer those days when, Circuit City was around and they had the road shop, and it was really common for people to come in and get Bluetooth, installed, get, head units with more features and gadgets. Now everything's integrated, and I guess that's better from a consumer standpoint, but from an enthusiast standpoint, people that like to customize and get their hands on it and make it their own, the support and the market isn't really there.
Well, there's a topic is how us car customizers continually get the shaft from automakers, the shaft radio.
So wait, hold on.
So I'll have a DSP in my system, amps properly gain set and tuned. It says because loud with quality.
Loud with quality. Okay, yeah,
and
that is very important.
Using a DSP and actually properly gain set and tune it. That I think that's what we were touching on is the equipment is one thing, right? Buying the actual speaker and getting your power from the amp. But then there's using your ear and actually adjusting it properly. And you mentioned hiring someone to do it, and they, being that it was subjective, he's sitting there jamming out and you're like, it doesn't sound good to you, but to him, apparently he thought he did a good job.
Yeah. He didn't do a good job.
How's it going, Drake? And we got Declue has Russian doors with 24/8. Is that what he said?
Whoa.
24/8.
Dang, yo. Einstein and
Rosenbaum and Associates.
Yes.
Here,
LLC.
Yeah. And we have Ponley Hockey now in Philly area. It's just a weird name.
I'll always have a DSP in my system. Yeah. Yeah. I'm right there with you, man.
And O-scoping, Blair says. Can we hear that? Yeah, we can. So also DD1 and a lot of the SMD tools Now that actually is a thing. If it made it more accessible, because an O-scope does take a learning curve, and also they used to be a lot more expensive, less attainable than they are now. But the SMD tools have made it more attainable for a shop to have an array of diagnostic tools. So you could have a kit. So if you are going to a shop to have it installed or to get your system tuned, and they have those tools, good chances are it takes some of the subjectivity out, so they can at least level set correctly, just like using an O-scope. If it is a shop that is well adept at using an O-scope and they have a good one, then sure, that works too. Audio control has, what is it called? It's an RTA that they have. I forget what it's called, but yeah, I have to turn that off before I left.
Thanks, Kate.
Yeah, that's all right.
Fannie for the win. Yeah, we got to admit we did a pretty good job with Fannie. Thank you very much. Hopefully, we'll be going to be seeing a lot of Fannie this year at shows. There's a delay in it happened with the relay box when we came out with the RBX4CH. There was like a good year of delay from when we released it and people started buying it to when we started actually seeing it a lot in vehicles. And I think it's been a year with Fannie, so it's just about time to start really seeing it in builds. And hopefully Speedy too. Speedy is actually selling just as well as Fannie. They're kind of neck and neck in that way.
Yep. That's the audio control unit. I was actually in the audio control booth with Steve Mead at SEMA when they were, I don't know if they had just launched it, but one of their guys was showing me in their demo car this unit. It's really cool. It's a couple bucks, but you know, it can be worth it.
Can you raffle off
fuel stands? So if you are going to Team Deadly Hearts, for us, what's that? A 6 hour drive? 5 hour drive.
That's it.
I think so. I think it's about 5 hours to the Virginia area, where that is, Northern Virginia. It's past DC. I like Virginia's for us. Area. We're in Philly. So we made a tentative decision of what product we are doing at the raffle.
Yeah, we did it inside of a tent when we did it.
Yes. So Team Deadly Hearts are famous now for the show having a big raffle with hundreds of products. So almost everyone there that buys a ticket can get something, right? Mm-hmm. So we think we're going to do, we're behind on production, so it depends on what we get done. We think we want to do a fanny pack, meaning it's 2 fannies and a Speedy. There might also
be 2
be
Speedy links.
Yes, and the links to link it all up.
That's
and that
$20
would be our
value right there.
Thing. We usually do have some special relay boxes also. So like the colors with mirror tops and whatnot. Maybe we'll have one in the raffle. If not, we'll at least have them there in our booth. So if you want to see what kind of items we bring to the show, it might not be a lot, but stop by the booth and we'll have something.
Brad Paisley is for lovers. Mine's 6 18s. Wow. 4 8s, 4 super tweets, 2 10s, 2 6.5s. Stop pick up fannies because I moved my amps so they would hey, pick them up, man. And then let us see this monster of a demo vehicle that you got going on.
That's
here.
Blair. Blair says 4 8s. Are the 8s mid bass? 4 super tweeters. They're self-explanatory. 2 10s. So the 4 8s and 2 10s. I'm curious what they are as far as type of driver. Are they all mid bass? Are they a coaxial? I've seen a couple of those on 10s. Do you use them strictly for your vocals, or what's going on there? I'd love to hear more details of that if you can. If not, it's cool. Drake, I was looking at the Fannie today, 4K and strapped down to 0.5 ohm each. The right one now, I think 1 ohm amp really isn't getting warm enough. So if you think you got more warm room to go warmer, but you don't want it to, then yeah, check out Fannie. It could be a good solution for you. LEDs are badass. Oh, and Fannie, because he was talking about Fannie.
Oh yeah. He's going to add the Speedy. He said.
Oh, yeah. And Speedy, yeah.
Better than boat fans. Well, yeah. That caught me off guard when I first saw it. I guess it was this white tube making a lot of noise, and I'm like, why would someone do that? And then they're like, well, it moves a lot of air, and I'm thinking, but it's like
a leaf blower though.
Yeah, do you really need that much? And we thought to ourselves, there's got to be a better way, and that's kind of what was the impetus for designing a fan that was quieter, more efficient, consumed less electricity, and looked like it belonged in an audio system.
Yeah.
So yeah,
we actually had a discussion today about our products going forward. If we should put more effort into aesthetics, maybe some exotic materials and construction techniques that, you kind of have the law of diminishing returns. Once you improve a product, it takes a lot more effort and money to improve it, small increments, but you do enough of those small increments and it could really stand out. So our thought is doing that to have higher price point products. Will it be worth it for us as a company? And that's a conversation we have a lot, but with new products in the works, we are thinking that way, right?
Yep.
Demuth. Stevens Audio. When's the Prodigy going to be available, man?
It's been so long.
No, you got it going on though. I've seen some of this stuff. If people don't know, Prodigy Audio is doing products, lithium kits, but also working on some other stuff. If you're interested in,
I want to see the subs, Jonathan.
Yeah,
it's been how many years since the TSNS, and I just want to see more brushed aluminum on the panels, the switch panels.
Yeah, well, we have one. That's the one on display that we use.
It looks like
it's like a small layer of brushed aluminum look adhered to acrylic. So we've messed around with that a little bit, but
there is, and we still haven't gotten to this. Maybe we should do this.
Those metal plates under there.
Yes.
Yeah, but we don't really have the bits for them, is why I'm never or time.
Well, you guys have done an amazing job. Thanks, Jason. Thanks, man. It starts showing up. What happened? Up a little.
Up,
Jonathan.
It's starting to show up. His stuff.
Got you. Nice. Very cool. I'm excited.
Yeah. Yeah, you want to read that?
So I would have to say there are a lot of variables because of the different types of music and genres. Preference, I believe people would like you said, know what quality systems sound like. Like if you went into the Bose store or Best Buy, when you can get a demo of what perfectly tuned system sounds like, I think there's a big difference. Some are strictly SPL comp, then there's SQL, then there is just demo. I want clarity with bass. I love good music. I had a full Infinity system and a 4 Excursion 210, separate components, separates. It wasn't the loudest, but man, it sounded great. That was my daily though, and then I had this SPL van and 4. You know what? That does sound like a nice, small, balanced system. That's kind of my style. And the part that you put in there about properly tuned, you know what I mean? Like that is a subjective term. And it comes down to, I mean, within reason, right? We can all kind of agree, distortion, overdriven, imbalance between, highs and mids and lows, kind of thing. But, some people have never heard a properly balanced audio system, and it really does depend on who's doing the tuning. Are they experienced? And then do people that listen to the systems that they've tuned agree that it sounds great? I've heard systems tuned by guys that supposedly had this great name, and everybody was like, yeah, man, he's the best. And I would listen to it and I'd be like, just with a little tweak, I could make this sound a little bit better. But I felt weird saying anything because, he had a reputation. So it's a subjective thing. But I wish everybody could hear for at least once in their life a properly tuned SQ system. They would notice that there's information, there's audio information that is like being lost in the tracks that they've been listening to their entire lives.
Orchestral music with little instruments in the background.
To the point where you can like point and see like there's a snare drum right there. It's not there. It's not there.
There's
it's
one
right there.
Triangle.
and talk about staging and imaging. You actually can hear height. I can't explain how or why, but there's things that happen at different points in the soundstage that you're like, it's right there. And that's when the sound is thrown from the speakers like into the air. I don't know how else to describe it, but my stuff here at work and my stuff stuff at home, it exists in the speakers. The sound is coming from the speakers, but when it's properly tuned, it's like in the air.
Yeah,
and
remember SRS? We got Darth Vader's illegitimate son is in the house. Robert Earl Jones Jr. What's going on?
Have you laughed at his joke yet, Robert?
I'm sure he's heard it plenty of times.
We're going to separates.
Ryan separates mids and highs. The high Q8s, F-150. The new F-150s. Wow, they're getting big and pricey. But it used to be back in the day, like Kate's F-150. They're horrible for audio systems. Like we're talking about the 90s and earlier versions, the old work trucks and stuff. Yeah. But the new ones, the cab is longer and you can get a lot better placement.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So I think our ears around 2000 hertz, just or somewhere around there, there's a peak at which our sensitivity.
That's where vocal
range is. And our, so, as we're being social animals, we've adapted to be more sensitive to that. So most of the time, if you were to look at an EQ curve of what most people would find pleasing, you'd see a little bit of a dip there, but that slider can move either way depending on the person and their ear and its physical geometry, how it receives sound, the cilia, if the cilia is damaged, all that stuff kind of plays into it a little bit. And yeah, there's like fine details that maybe not anybody would really notice unless they had a trained ear, like we talked about on Wednesday.
Missed the joke. Robert Earl Jones, just like James Earl Jones.
It got funnier since the last time you said it.
The voice of Darth Vader
must have proper tunes. Yeah.
We got to do the T-shirt.
Oh yes. I wonder if he's in here.
What's the name?
Well,
did you want to follow the rules and it has to be someone?
Yeah,
that
I do.
in there
because so just so you guys know,
if you want to follow the rules, maybe that's the backup.
Okay. So what we did was we had a Wednesday show. We said during that Wednesday show, you could win a shirt and some stickers, a little promo pack from us, if you liked and shared. And then you had to come back today to watch this live video.
If it was a comment, we said.
Yeah, and we were going to give it away live on this show, but you have to be in here now. And I don't think the person that I selected is in here. So I'm going to pick a different person.
So, or do you want to give a minute? Say,
I'll give a hot minute.
If you had commented on the Wednesday show and you were interested in the T-shirt, comment now,
or forever hold your.
So we could see your name,
P's,
and choose if you're the first one. So we have a first choice. If they do not show up, we will move on to our second choice. All right. So.
People ask me I would pay 100. Yeah, Jason, that's fine with us. It honestly is. We knew when we were developing Fannie that it was going to be a higher end piece. And the stuff that we make is almost artistic in terms of it's design. It's designed to look like a showpiece.
Tiffany lamps, or do they make light any better than, and how much do they cost compared to something from Amazon or Walmart?
Right. And to your point, Fannie is more efficient of a cooler based on its design and the way it's positioned to go on the side over the heat sinks of an amp. Yeah, so there is a performance benefit there in addition to it looking really nice. So people can buy the cheaper fans. That more power to them. They want to spend the time, money, doing that. That's fine. That's why the market is the way it is. It's like, you can pick everything from DIY to finished product. And we're fine with all of that.
Hey, Byron, we'll hook you up. We got to see you in person again and hook you up.
So, just today, I was working with our accountant and bookkeeper getting all this stuff set from last year. Because when we got the shirts in, half of them were like B stock, half of them were A stock, and I didn't know how to enter that into the system. So they've been out of stock on our website, and you've been unable to buy them. So we're working on that now. We're going to get them entered into the system, and then they'll be live on the site. And then we're also going to bring them to shows. So that should be available pretty soon.
Yeah. So it's been about 2 minutes. Did you scroll up? Did you see names?
I saw 2 names, and I'm going to scroll and see the first one that I look at when I see this. Up. I see that one right there.
Okay, but not the other one.
What's this one?
No, from last time.
Oh,
that you
no.
were saying.
He's not there. He's not here.
Okay.
So unfortunately, Anthony Eisenhower was going to be picked, but he's not in here now. So sorry, Anthony, that you didn't win. But Mr. Earl Jones Jr., Robert Earl Jones Jr., congratulations.
Hey.
You won a shirt and some stickers, a little promo pack from us.
Yeah, you are on Facebook, so message us there.
Send us a message and
get your address and everything.
We'll get you everything. Yeah.
And size and all that. But hey, we got Jeremy back. All right. So, and we got Byron's going to be at Slamology. So that is on our itinerary schedule for this year. We are working on some things about how to get there and all that, but yep, we should be there.
David, yes. So I got, I had an email with this guy actually this morning.
And thank you, Robert Earl Jones Jr. Sorry, I keep joking about your name. It's a nice name.
Late last night or this morning, I can't remember. It kind of blurs over because I think he's in Pakistan. Anyway, he's getting a large shipment of material in, and he said that should arrive Thursday of next week, and he'll begin work on the new run of shirts. So we'll take care of you once those come in. So it's going to be a little bit longer, but don't worry. We remember you. We've got you on a sheet in our back order pages and stuff. We'll make sure we,
and hopefully we put out more shirts and things like that, and they seem well received enough for us to continue doing that and be like some of the other brands out there that have, multiple versions of it. I still have my White Wolf Rockford, and the one that says Rockford Fosgate shakes your mirrors.
Yeah.
I still have. So I am nostalgic in the sense that I save all my DB Drag World Final shirts. I've never even worn. They're in a bin somewhere. So I want to be like that someday if it looks good. If people don't like them and they're not selling, they're not being received, then it's less incentive, less motivation to do it. But hey, Hank Veach in the house.
Hi, Hank.
Ryan Nelms and David.
David, you're the best, man. You have infinite patience, and it's greatly appreciated.
Yeah.
All right. Ryan's got a shirt coming to him. Yeah. Nice.
An order.
Yeah.
Squeaked by on the order. So a couple minutes left to talk about quality versus loudness. If you are an SPL person, Hank Veach, do you prefer loud music while just listening? Like music itself, the full range of music with loud tweeters, horns, and everything. Is SPL, the love of SPL, related to that at all? I don't know if it is, because I've been into SPL my entire life, and I do like loud bass and
not your entire life, okay?
Well, the majority of my life. It started when I was like 12. I'm 42 now, so you do the math.
It's only 30 years.
Of my life. Yeah, only 30 out of my 42.
Yeah.
So as far as listening to like concert level music all the time, I actually don't like that. I keep it moderately low in my house, and when I do have a setup in my car and whatnot, because I don't like to drown out the whole world all at once. Some people, they do want to do that. I like it enveloping me to a point, but then there's a threshold where it becomes too much.
He likes it when things envelop him.
Yeah, exactly. Hank, my daily has little to no bass, very loud mids and highs, but I'm into doing high SPL builds.
It's very interesting. We prejudged you.
Yeah. Not all bass and no highs.
Yeah.
like is the stereotype of bass heads, right? Robert got my shirt. And like Rich said, they'll be on the site anyway, but we're going to continue doing little giveaways here and there. So stay tuned in, keep following us. If you want to subscribe to our YouTube, then, we're going to do that here. So next week, it's going to be Wednesday and Friday, 6 p.m. We're going to shoot for every Wednesday and Friday at 6 p.m. So you have to tune in, see what we're giving away. if we build up enough of an audience, it will move into products and stuff like that, or maybe a pizza. I don't know. If you're local, I'll give away a pizza sometime.
Party.
Yeah.
Pizza party. That was from a commercial. I still remember that. I don't know why.
Lots of old commercials, old jingles and whatnot.
Yeah.
So I can't hear the wife yelling loud. Hey, there's something to that, right?
Yep.
SPL is way different than just loud music builds. I used to be into that.
Repairing my own vehicle was not enjoyable.
Yeah, well,
yeah,
that's true. Ripping metal now, as powerful as some vehicles get, tearing glass and metal is not always fun, right? Mm-hmm. Demo without SPL, with or with it.
Yeah.
It would seem majority are all loud, just bass, and a few that try to be
even. Yeah.
Like even balanced. I think that's getting more and more. I mean, the even balance was a thing in the 90s, but at a much lower level. Mm-hmm. And anyone that was higher than that mean, that normalized level, was usually on the bass side. And I think tweeter full range technology wasn't keeping up as much as the bass or low end.
Yeah, I agree with that.
As far as power of it, when Class D came out, and it was 1,500 watt amp, 2,000 watt amp, then all of a sudden 4,000 and 10,000 watt amp. Full range amplifiers weren't quite there. They were still in the 100 watt range, around there. So now it's different. Now we have 1,000 watt full range amps. Hello from Washington State. We got El Fuego.
Hello.
All right. So it looks like we're at the end.
We are at the end.
Anything else to wrap up? One last question. Is there a ratio mids and highs to subs and wattage? Sort of, but it's a huge fluctuation depending on the type of driver, the type of vehicle, because you can have pro audio style mids that have 110 dB sensitivity, or you can have sound cue style mids. I guess you would call them like a normal component
83,
set.
Yeah.
They could be like 80 something. So it depends on the exact, depends on the amplifier. If it's an efficient amp, if it's tube amp versus like a Class D or Class AB. So there's no real set rule, and that's why you need someone to tune, someone that can help you listen and knows what to adjust. And if you have the ability to adjust by the use of an equalizer, even better, right?
I remember one last story. My cousin Billy comes over with his iRock Z, and he's showing me this install that he had done by Best Buy at the time. And he's like, yeah, man, look, I press this button and it goes from sloppy bass to clean bass. And I'm like, huh? Yeah, man, you press this button, it cleans up the bass. You go from sloppy bass to clean bass. I was like, that doesn't make any sense. And I didn't realize back then, and I was too young. But over time, I'm starting to think about it. And I realized it was an EQ with a bass boost around, I think, 80 hertz. So I guess it made it punchier, more accurate, because it accentuated the kick drum of the music that he was listening to. But something like that, he was convinced that the guys were magic, that they found this way to magically clean up, bass. They didn't understand how it worked. He didn't understand how it worked, but that's sometimes fine. You have to let those people think that what they think sounds good. If it's a subjective thing, you can sit there and be like, oh, it doesn't sound good to me, but if they're happy, they're happy.
And not everyone wants to understand exactly how it's functioning. Like, remember, I talk about SRS a lot, but we started learning about phasing at different frequencies because of that.
Phasing at different frequencies.
Yeah. Changing phasing at various mids and highs and not bass. And that's exactly, you ever see they use the flat panel speakers to do it a lot, but it's directed advertisements.
Yeah.
And that's what it is. So phase alignment at a distance based on what.
So there's a convergence point?
Yes.
Oh.
Yeah.
You guys are great. I could talk all day about car audio. Thanks for what you do. Oh, thanks, Ashley. That's great. Well, no, wait. Is that Ashley?
Reed Hart.
Or is it a guy using Ashley's profile.
Ashley could be a boy's name.
Can it be? I'm sorry if it's not, but I've done that twice before. They're like, oh no, it's this guy. It's not me, it's them. You know, oh, I'm using someone else's profile. What are they talking about?
Jeremy's wife is yelling again. Just turn up the music, Jeremy.
There you go.
There's also multiple ways to spell Jeremy, right?
And Jamie, Jaime and Jamie,
Yeah.
and Jamey, which is weird.
There you go.
Yeah, I know I'm totally sexist. No, I'm just dumb. I have an ADHD brain, which means like it comes right out. the filtering, the thinking part of it, you know, is less active in my mind. So
Like when you tell strangers you had to poop.
I didn't just tell them. I asked them if I could use their bathroom.
Oh, well, yeah. There you go.
Oh, he is a guy. Okay, see, but I'm dumb. It just comes right out. But you'll know, and this has been my saving grace my entire life. I have a kind heart, so I'll never mean it in a bad way. I'll never be like trying to be mean or insulting. It always will just be an accident. And some people let that go, and some people don't. So
Let's see.
Blair always gets me out as a female. Aha, see that?
We also have Brittany Luttrell.
Don't want to assume your gender. Oh, come on, Hank.
Hank Hill. I'll tell you what.
I'm a grown man. Yeah, so that's a little window into my life.
Yeah, so let's end on that note.
Okay.
Foot in the mouth disease, is that what they call it?
Dude, I got that big time. Yes.
Yeah, I've done it too. I mean, we all have been there. Some people are more skilled at social interaction, and I'm not. But all right, so we will sign off.
Thank you guys so much. We'll see you on Wednesday. Believe it or not, I was named by nuns.
That sounds like a TV show premise, like a 19 like Gilligan's Island or something. Like this is growing up in an orphanage, named by nuns, and then you go off and be like a hero by day or something like that.
Yeah, like you ever see Twins? I think that's where Arnold Schwarzenegger's character was, Julius.
Oh yeah,
yeah.
I like the guy that played his dad in that. He kind of looked like him.
Yeah.
Not a whole lot, but enough.
And he felt fatherly to me. I liked that guy.
And they may do a sequel.
I hope that they do. That'd be so awesome.
Yeah. Anyway, Batman movie is out. Go see it if you guys are interested. I heard good things.
Oh, did you hear good? I heard bad things.
Yeah. Well, I have my presupposition about it, but prejudgment. Whenever you want to call it about Robert Pattinson, but apparently it's pretty good. So,
right. Guys, thanks again. We love you.
All right, guys, have a good weekend. We'll see you next time.
Congratulations again to Robert, and we'll get you your shirt,
yes,
Mr. Sir.
Bye from Spark Innovations.